Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking an in-depth look at an aircraft that's been back in the news recently, its role in operations against Iranian nuclear facilities in 2025, the B-2 Spirit bomber. It raises a fascinating question, doesn't it? How can a design, born from the depths of the Cold War, remain one of the world's most formidable and relevant strategic assets almost 4 decades later?
It really is. It's truly a testament to a revolutionary design. Our mission with this deep dive is to explore exactly that. The urgent strategic need that brought the B-2 into existence, the secrets behind its multi-spectral stealth technology, its unparalleled capabilities, and of course the relentless upgrades that keep it right at the forefront.
Yeah, and we'll connect its story past to its crucial present-day role, and ultimately explore the profound legacy it leaves for the next generation B-21 Raider. Okay, so to really grasp the B-2's origins, we need to rewind a bit. Back to the turbulent security landscape of the 1970s and 80s, the Soviet Union at that time had developed a truly sophisticated network of air defenses.
Oh, indeed. Yeah. This wasn't just a few isolated systems. It was an incredibly advanced integrated air defense system, or IAs as it's called. We're talking about layered defenses with long-range radars, advanced surface-to-air missiles, SAMs, and a huge fleet of interceptor aircraft. It posed a severe and growing threat to our existing bomber fleet, the B-52s, the B-1 Lancers. It meant the ability for the U.S. to project power deep into Soviet territory was being rapidly diminished.
So how did the U.S. military respond to a challenge of that magnitude?
Well, the response came in the form of a top-secret initiative from President Jimmy Carter. It was known as the Advanced Technology Bomber Program, or ATB. The vision wasn't just to build another bomber, it was actually to fundamentally change aerial warfare. The core concept was stealth, making an aircraft virtually invisible to radar, so it could bypass those formidable Soviet defenses entirely.
Right, and the potential of this stealth technology was apparently so significant, it even played a role in canceling the B-1A supersonic bomber project, which was already in development.
That's exactly how transformative it was seen to be, yeah. The B-2's original strategic purpose was, it was unambiguous, to serve as the air component of the Nuclear Triad. It was designed specifically to penetrate the densest Soviet defenses, deliver nuclear weapons with certainty, and ensure a credible retaliatory strike capability, which was absolutely central to Cold War deterrence.
But then the story takes a, fascinating twist. Shortly after the B-2 entered service, this is the early 1990s, the Soviet Union collapsed, and this singular event led to a drastic cut in plant production, from 132 aircraft down to just 21.
Yeah, that reduction had immense consequences. All the colossal research and development costs that were meant to be spread across a large fleet, were suddenly shouldered by this tiny number of aircraft. It pushed the unit cost of each B-2 to an astronomical $2.1 billion. And this created what we now call the precious asset paradox.
The precious asset paradox. What does that really mean in terms of, military strategy?
Well, it wasn't just about this staggering price tag. It created this unique strategic dilemma. Here you have an aircraft designed for the absolute highest risk missions, yet it became a silver bullet. So expensive, so vital, that its potential loss could be a national catastrophe, really. The real insight here is how it forced military planners to fundamentally reevaluate the whole calculus of risk for high-value assets. And that directly shaped the push for more affordable, mass-producible stealth, in the B-21. It's an aircraft built for danger, yet almost too valuable to fully risk.
That is quite a conundrum. Okay, so when we talk about stealth in the B-2, it's not just one secret ingredient, is it?
No, not at all. Stealth for the B-2 is really a holistic design philosophy. It's about reducing its detectability across the entire electromagnetic spectrum. Radar, infrared, sound, even visual. It's designed to be elusive in pretty much every possible way.
And the most iconic part, the most visible part of that design is that distinctive flying wing shape. It's what makes it instantly recognizable.
Absolutely. That shape, which was envisioned decades earlier by Northrop's founder Jack Northrop, is the most critical element. See, radar works by sending out waves and detecting their reflections, right? The B-2's design eliminates vertical surfaces, like tails, which are excellent radar reflectors, just bounce signals right back. Instead, it uses these continuous, large radius curved surfaces designed to scatter radar energy in countless directions, reflecting minimal energy back to the source.
I've heard some truly astonishing comparisons about its radar cross-section, its RCS. Can you give us a sense of just how small it is, and maybe any surprising influences on its design?
Its radar cross-section is indeed remarkably small. We're talking equivalent to something like a small bird, maybe even an insect. And yes, the Peregrine Falcon, known for its aerodynamic efficiency and quiet flight, was actually an inspiration for certain aspects of its design. But while shape is paramount, it's only one layer. The second line of defense is the B-2 skin itself, made from secret carbon fiber composites. These radar-absorbing materials, or RAM, are designed to absorb radio waves and convert them into heat.
Okay, so any radar energy not deflected by the shape gets kind of soaked up by the materials themselves.
Precisely. The B-2 skin uses complex, multi-layered structures embedded with special materials, like carbonyl iron or ferrate, designed to absorb a broad range of radar frequencies. However, and this is interesting, this advanced coating comes with a surprising drawback. This RAM is often considered the B-2's Achilles heel.
Its Achilles heel. That sounds pretty significant. Why is that?
Because the coating is incredibly fragile and expensive, both to apply and to maintain. It demands meticulous, really time-consuming maintenance in climate-controlled hangars after every single flight. Every time. This intensive upkeep contributes significantly to its extremely high operational costs. It's a marvel of engineering, sure, but also a constant maintenance headache.
Okay, beyond radar, modern sensors are incredibly good at detecting heat, especially from powerful jet engines. How does the B-2 manage to hide its thermal signature?
Right, that's where the multi-spectral emission reduction comes into play. It's not just about radar. The B-2 hides its 4 General Electric F-118 engines deep within its thick wing structure, way inside. Air flows into the engines through these S-shaped air intakes, which cleverly conceal the radar-reflective turbine blades from view below. And even more ingeniously, the hot exhaust gases are mixed with bypass air to cool them down significantly before they even leave the plane. They are then vented upward through these trough-like nozzles on the top surface of the wing, which reduces both the temperature signature and its visibility from the ground.
That's serious dedication to staying hidden. What about sound and visual detection?
Well, the flying wing design itself and its subsonic cruising speed inherently reduce aerodynamic noise. It's just quieter by shape. Plus, the absence of afterburners further reduces both sound and heat. Big signature reductions there. And the aircraft's anti-reflective dark gray paint, apparently aided by light sensors that guide pilots on the best altitude, helps it blend visually against the sky, especially at night or twilight.
Now, this flying wing shape. Brilliant for stealth, but it sounds inherently unstable without traditional tails. How does the B-2 actually manage to stay in the air with such an unconventional design?
You've hit on a critical point there. The flying wing shape is inherently unstable, aerodynamically tricky. This is where truly groundbreaking technology comes in. A sophisticated, quadruple redundant digital fly-by-wire system. See, the pilot's commands aren't directly linked to the control surfaces like in older planes. Instead, they're interpreted by flight computers. These computers make thousands of adjustments per second to the control surfaces, 11s, split drag rudders on the wing's trailing edge, constantly maintaining stable flight.
Wow. That sounds like an immense amount of processing power and precision. Is that why it needs such a small crew? Just a pilot and a mission commander, unlike other bombers needing 4 or 5.
Exactly. The level of automation is so advanced, it dramatically reduces the crew requirement, makes the workload manageable. So what does this all really mean for its place in aviation history? It means the B-2 was a genuine turning point, where software became just as critical to the aircraft's airworthiness as its physical structure, maybe even more so. It's not simply flown in the traditional sense, it's constantly managed by computers. The flying wing was chosen for stealth, right? And then immense computer power was harnessed to overcome its inherent aerodynamic limitations. The B-2 basically proves that software can conquer physical constraints. Those flight control computers are an indispensable part of its very being.
That holistic approach to stealth, tackling every spectrum, is clearly why it remains so effective. But okay, beyond being invisible, what kind of punch does the B-2 pack? What can it carry?
An unprecedented one, really. Its design dictates that all weapons are carried internally, inside 2 large bomb bays, which is of course crucial for maintaining its stealth profile during missions. No weapons hanging off the wings.
And for conventional targets, it's known for its incredible precision.
Right. Oh, absolutely. It can carry a massive number of precision-guided munitions, up to 80 GBU-38 JDAMs. Those are 500-pound GPS-guided bombs. Or it can carry 16 of the bigger GBU-31 JDAMs, the 2,000-pound version. And in combat operations, like those in Kosovo back in the day, its accuracy was reported to be astonishing, something like 90% within 40 feet of its target.
But there's one conventional weapon that the B-2 can deploy which truly sets it apart, isn't there? Something unique.
There is, yes. The B-2 is currently the only U.S. aircraft certified to carry the GBU-57 Massive Ordnance Penetrator, the MOP. This is a 30,000-pound bunker buster specifically designed to destroy deeply buried and hardened targets, things like underground command centers or nuclear facilities. This unique capability is what makes the B-2 strategically indispensable, as its involvement in that 2025 Iran operation really underscores.
And it still plays a crucial role as part of the Nuclear Triad, too.
Without a doubt. It's certified to carry a range of strategic nuclear weapons, including the powerful B83-1 gravity bomb and various B61 models like the B61-7 and the B61-11 nuclear bunker buster. Notably, it was also the first aircraft to integrate and operate with the modern high-precision B61-12. It can carry up to 16 nuclear bombs internally.
Okay, now let's get into something really intriguing, what some people call the payload paradox. Officially, the B-2 has a payload capacity listed as 40,000 pounds. Yet in combat, it's demonstrated the ability to carry 2 of those 30,000-pound MOPs. That's 60,000 pounds total.
Right. And this isn't just some quirky technicality. It's really a masterclass in strategic ambiguity. The payload paradox reveals a crucial insight into modern deterrence. Sometimes the most powerful weapon isn't just what you can do, but what your adversary thinks you might do. By officially stating a lower payload, the U.S. significantly complicates enemy defense planning. If an adversary doesn't know for sure whether an incoming B-2 carries, say, standard JDAMs or massive bunker busters, they're forced to prepare for the worst-case scenario. This intentional uncertainty multiplies the B-2's deterrent effect, forces adversaries to over-prepare, makes their resource allocation for defense much more complex.
Okay, so given all these factors, the stealth, the payload, the ambiguity, how does an aircraft designed way back during the Cold War remain so dominant and relevant in 2025?
Yeah.
It can't just be relying on its original design.
No, its current relevance is absolutely no accident. It's a direct result of that revolutionary core design providing an incredible foundation. Combined with continuous, very expensive, and extensive modernization efforts over the years. The B-2 still possesses a unique, frankly exclusive capability, penetrating the world's most complex and heavily defended airspaces. Nobody else can quite do what it does.
And the U.S. is certainly investing heavily to keep it that way. I saw something about a huge contract.
Absolutely. Northrop Grumman, for instance, secured a substantial $7 billion contract back in 2024. Just to maintain and upgrade the B-2 fleet all the way until 2029, that's a significant commitment to these 20-odd aircraft.
What are some of the key upgrades that are keeping it right at the cutting edge?
Well, they're continuously upgrading its stealth technology, new RAM formulations, new coatings to counter evolving radar threats. It's an ongoing process. There's also a significant improvement to its electronic brain, the Defensive Management System, or DMSM. This replaces older threat warning systems with modern digital electronic support measures, new antennas, and modern display processors, giving it much better real-time threat detection and avoidance capabilities. So the aircraft is constantly updating, has far better situational awareness than it used to.
So it's getting smarter and more aware of its surroundings, able to react in real time.
Precisely. There are also critical improvements to its communications and avionics, things like high-speed satellite communications and Link 16 integration. This addresses an original weakness of the B-2, actually. Its limited in-flight wireless data transfer capability. So these upgrades allow for real-time mission updates, much better connectivity within the Joint Force, sharing data, and finally, weapon integration. Through software upgrades like Spirit Realm 1 and the Radar-Aided Targeting System, or RAPs, these ensure it can deploy the newest weapons, like that B61-12, and maintain targeting accuracy, even if GPS is being jammed or denied.
It really sounds like stealth isn't a statting advantage at all, but more like an ongoing arms race. These multi-billion-dollar upgrades show the U.S. is very much committed to, well, winning that race.
It absolutely is a continuous competition between low observability and counter-detection technologies. Always has been. The B-2's continued success in penetrating defended airspaces, even in 2025, is direct evidence that these upgrades are effective. It's not a story of an obsolete technology just hanging on. It's a story of a fundamental design that was so advanced. It provides a solid foundation for decades of continuous modernization, allowing it to remain dominant.
As impressive as the B-2 is, though, it's ultimately going to be replaced by the B-21 Raider, which represents the future of U.S. strategic bombers, designed to eventually take over from both the B-2 and the B-1B Lancer.
That's right. And while the B-2 was, a revolution in aviation, The B-21 is perhaps better described as an evolution of that proven flying wing concept. It's smaller, looks sleeker, and incorporates at least 2 generations worth of advancements in stealth, materials, and digital design right from the ground up.
Okay, so what are the key differences? And maybe more importantly, what crucial lessons did the B-2 teach the B-21 program?
Well, the B-21 is expected to have significantly higher stealth capabilities. You can see differences like narrower, more integrated engine inlets. And it's designed with more advanced lower maintenance RAM from the start, learning from the B-2's challenges there. But the most critical difference, really, is cost. The B-21 targets around $750 million per unit in 2024 dollars. Compare that to the B-2's staggering $2.25 billion per plane, adjusted for inflation. This affordability is achieved through more mature technology, yes, but also modern digital design and production processes, much more streamlined manufacturing.
So that lower cost directly addresses the B-2's precious asset paradox by allowing them to build many more of them, making it a more robust fleet.
Precisely. That's a key driver. The Air Force plans for a much larger fleet, at least 100, potentially up to 200 B-21s. This creates a more resilient and strategically flexible force, directly addressing the limitations imposed by the B-2's tiny fleet size. The B-21 also features something called open systems architecture, which allows for a rapid and crucially cost-effective integration of new software and hardware down the line. That's a stark contrast to the B-2's proprietary, much harder to upgrade systems, building and future-proofing.
What's truly fascinating here, I think, is that the B-21 isn't just a better bomber in isolation. It's the B-2 concept, fundamentally get re-engineered for economic and strategic sustainability. Its existence kind of validates the B-2's core design while also highlighting its cost and maintenance challenges.
Exactly. And that's really the B-2's ultimate legacy, isn't it? The B-21 is arguably the aircraft the Air Force always wished the B-2 could have been from the start. Revolutionary capability, yes, but at sustainable costs and in sustainable numbers, making it a truly flexible instrument of national power rather than a fragile silver bullet.
What an incredible journey for an aircraft design. The B-2 spirit's enduring greatness isn't really a contradiction then. It seems to be the logical outcome of a truly revolutionary design that was decades ahead of its time, to combine with relentless and, yes, costly continuous modernization.
And that gives it this powerful dual legacy. Firstly, it remains a battle-proven weapon system. It continues to provide unparalleled strategic capability to the United States right now. And secondly, it served as an invaluable, though incredibly expensive, prototype for the future of strategic bombers. Its successes and its challenges directly shape the more sustainable and scalable B-21 Raider program.
So as the B-21 Raider steps into the spotlight, the B-2 spirit will, I think, forever be remembered as the aircraft that truly perfected the art of stealth, as we understood it then. But consider this thought as we wrap up. As the world moves towards a future of highly networked warfare, ubiquitous sensors, maybe even AI-driven defenses, will the ability to simply disappear from radar still be the ultimate measure of air-power dominance? Or are there new paradigms of invisibility, maybe electronic, maybe cyber, yet to be fully realized in the skies of tomorrow? What might that look like?